tried more driving and I tried to move it around, but that's the most I can show. That's the most I can adjust it at. So I'll try to get another one next time, which can help better, and which can show the road better. So maybe we can have a better night drive, right? So I'll get to the point. You know, as a man, we have to constantly and continually improve ourselves, right? Okay, so I had a point, like I had an argument with one of an individual a few days ago, where they say, you know, some people are just happy to be where they are in life, right? You know, they're not earning a lot, they're not doing good in life, and they're not where they want to be financially, physically, and you know, all those sorts of stuff, right? In a relationship, emotionally, or all those things, right? Maybe someone wants to have a very stable relationship, but until now they can't find one. Or maybe there's someone who wants to be in a great shape, or you know, to be at a certain stage financially, right? Well, a lot of people have these goals, but you know, I was talking to one of my friends a few days ago. Well, we got into not an argument, but a debate. So the general thing that he said that, you know, maybe people are just happy, or maybe they have very little they need to satisfy themselves. Maybe they are just happy with what they have, and it's the little things that make them happy in life. And I agree that, you know, we should have, and we should be grateful of the little things that we have in life, but that is not an excuse for us to not do what we are supposed to. Let's say, for an example, your dream is to be able to drive a Porsche. You want to have a great physique. You want to be, you know, well educated. You want to be able to speak fluently. If you are not making the effort that is required to be that person, so for example, if you want to be more knowledgeable, right? You want to be smart. You have to go through classes, you have to learn more, you have to read more, you have to put yourself in a space where you have the best potential to absorb the most amount of knowledge that you can, right? You have to put yourself where maybe you have to go for more courses, maybe you have to learn more, you have to watch more YouTube, or generally just read more books, right? And sooner or later, once you do that, you might not be at the point where you want, you might not be as knowledgeable as you hoped or prayed that you would be, but you know, eventually you'll be somewhere, right? You will kind of reach your goal, maybe not there, but 70% there, or 80% there. But we should not, right? And a lot of people say, you know, maybe we should just be content with who we are. I do agree that we should be content with who we are, but you have to still make that effort to try to pursue that dream that you have, right? Those things that you want. Let's say you want to drive a Porsche, right? You want to drive a Porsche. You want to be financially, what do you call that? You want to be financially independent, right? You want to be wealthy, and all those sort of goals or dreams that you have. You want to have a great body, you want to have six packs, you want to have huge arms. Then you should do your best to achieve that goal. And when you are doing your best to achieve that goal, you're content with what you have, you're content with where you are, you're content with who you are. That is the goal, right? And as people say, it's not the happiness of the pursuit, it's the pursuit. It's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of pursuit. When you're trying to achieve something, when you're pursuing your goal, or when you're pursuing to be an individual who is capable of a lot of things, right? When you're trying to pursue a car, okay, whatever your dream is, maybe you're trying to pursue more knowledge, maybe you're trying to be or pursue to be an individual who can speak more fluently. At this point of time, you have to take the necessary actions to put yourself in the best possible predicament that you can be in, right? Rather than just saying that, you know, we should be grateful with who we are, we should be grateful for all these small things, you know, we shouldn't be greedy and try to stack up all our money, you know, we should just be happy with what we have. Yes, you can be happy with what you have, but you have to still do the work that is required, right? You should always do the work that is required if you want to achieve that goal or whatever goals you have, because you want to know, right? Only by putting yourself out there, only by putting yourself into this world and trying your best, will you then have no regrets. I won't say that you will definitely have no regrets at all, but your regrets will be significantly lesser compared to if you were to do nothing at all, right? Compared to if you were to just say, let's just be content. Let me give you an example. A kid wants to learn how to ride a bicycle, but he doesn't start at all. He doesn't learn. He doesn't, try to fail or anything. So he says, we should be content that we are able to walk. We should be content that we are able to sit on a chair or whatever. Who needs a bicycle? We can just walk, right? But because he's scared and he's lazy to even put the effort into trying to ride the bicycle or trying to put effort or just trying to do something, right? Because he's not putting any effort and he's saying that we should be content. That's not really being content, right? That's just being irresponsible. That's just being lazy. If you want to be content, you should put the effort first. You should put the effort into becoming someone that you are going to be proud of. You should put the effort in to ensure that, okay, I might not be able to ride a bicycle, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not forever, right? But I'm still putting in the effort to learn how to ride my bicycle. And even if I fail today, I'm content. I still have legs, I still can walk, I'm still happy, I'm still safe, I'm still alive, I'm still healthy. But I'm trying my best. That's the mindset that we are supposed to have, instead of having the mindset that these are how things are like, it is what it is, and not putting any effort towards it. And that's not the right approach towards life, right? That's not something that we want. We want to try and fail instead of just not trying at all, right? Instead of just blaming everything on the circumstances, blaming everything on what, or just trying to be fake content with what we have now, but just because we're lazy and we're afraid of pursuing that goal that we want to achieve or that we have in mind, right? I myself am guilty of it. I enjoy a lot of things. I enjoy, having a great physique, and in a point of time, I told to myself, right, that what good is it, working out every single day? Because at that time I was lazy, and I felt it was very hard for me to get a good physique. I can't build any muscle because I was very thin, and I just told myself, what good is there being, physically strong or fit? There's nothing good that comes out of it. You're just being physically strong and you just look good, but it doesn't really help you in any way. You don't get healthier and all of these excuses. But deep down, I knew that I wanted to achieve this goal. But I'm trying to lie to myself that I don't need to do this because I was afraid of the work that it requires. I was afraid to put the work in. And sooner or later, I realized that what I did was very irresponsible. What I did was not correct in any way possible. And so I changed. I started working every single day. I started doing push-ups every single day. I didn't have any trainer. I didn't have anyone to teach me how to do push-up or how to work out in general. I just did what I could. And when I had the time, I just went to YouTube. I just searched, what sort of variations of push-up can I do to target different parts of my muscle and this and that. And I just put myself, my effort, and I just did everything that I could. And sooner or later, 1 year later, I built a muscle, and people could. I was packing on muscle, and people could actually see the difference. I went out, find my friends. They're like, "Yo, man, you're big right now. Yo, you're getting bigger, and you're in good shape, man." I went to a burger. I went to bought a burger at a burger store last week, I think, a few days ago, and I was just standing there wearing baggy clothes and sort of things like that. And the dude just asked me, right? He said, "Sir, do you go to the gym?" Well, I asked him why. He said, "You're in pretty good shape, I could tell." And it's just those things where I'm content and I'm happy when he said that. But it wouldn't be possible. Okay, all of this wouldn't happen if I told myself it was not necessary to be strong, it was not necessary to work out because I was lazy of doing that work. We should be content with who we are, you know. I have a body right now and I should be content with who I am. I'm healthy right now and I should be content with who I am, but I'm not willing to take the work that is required. Then that's on you. That's not correct, right? That's not good. You should put yourself in a position where you work as hard as you can, and even whether you achieve that goal or not, that is something completely different. What you have to make sure and what is necessary is that you put the effort in that is required for you to achieve that goal that you want. That's what's important, right? And this is what I want a lot of people today, and I want people who watch my videos to understand that this is what you should do. You should put yourself out there and work as hard as possible and be content with who you are, right? We can all, and we should always be content with who we are and be happy, you know, be grateful for what we have. But we should work hard towards our goals, and instead of, you know, slacking off and blaming it on other things and, you know, just trying to psych up ourselves into thinking that we're happy, you know, we should do the work that is required. We should do the things that are necessary in order for us to become who we want to be. And that's generally it. That's generally the thing that I want to talk about today. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that if you want to be successful in life, if you want to be happy in life, right, if you want to be who you can be in life, you have to take and you have to work and you have to push yourself and you have to fail and you have to try again and you have to fail again and you have to try again. And through that, you can finally be content with yourself, knowing, right, in a few years' time, knowing that you gave it your all and knowing that you did your best, the best that you could have done. And even if you don't achieve your goals, you'll probably be 50%, you know, closer to your goal compared if you just blame it on other things or trying to be fake content with who you are, trying to sign up yourself into becoming content, right? That's what I think we should all do. You know, push yourself, work out, do the things that you want, you know, learn, help people, do good things, try to earn as much money as you can, and try to be the best person or the best individual that you can in life, and just helping people in general be happy, right? And be content with who you are, knowing that you gave your all today, knowing that you gave your all in trying to pursue the thing that you want, rather than, you know, running away. So that's all I want to talk about today. You know, I hope you all have a great day.